Welcome to this How-to Guide series brought to you by the Centre for Innovation in Learning and Teaching at the University of Cape Town. If this presentation feels a little rough around the edges, it's because we're aiming to show what you can do in limited time with simple tools. That's because we believe in the everyday user using tools and resources that you have access to make material that represents your world.
What is the Q&A or question and answers tool in Vula? This is a simple tool that allows for Vula site participants or students and site owners to raise and respond to questions. There are a number of different settings or options that you have available in the Q&A tool. For example, you can allow for anonymous responses, you can allow for moderation, so site owners can choose to publish a question publicly on the site or respond to it privately. If they publish it on the site, other participants can respond to that question. Then you can also categorize questions. So if you have a few questions in the same theme, then you could put those together. And then it allows for the number of views of a question, which could be an indicator of the popularity. And it also lets you get email notifications for whoever has been added to the list. So what does the Q&A tool actually look like? This is an example of one student that's posted a question and a lecturer has responded to that question. And you can see there's also an option at the end to add another response. This is another example of a lecturer that has responded to a question. In this case, they've used a short video to explain what the concept is about, and they've used a third-party free tool called Screencast-O-Matic to create this video. Let's move on to how to set this up on your Vula site and how a student would interact with it. So this is a test site, but you would go to your Vula course site, and then as a site owner, you can add the tool under Site Setup, Manage Tools, and you'd find the Q&A tool and complete the adding tool process. Then once you've added it, it's available on the left-hand side as Q&A, and you'll see there's an option to ask questions anonymously, automatically. You can change this under Options, and you can deselect that option. And in this case, I'm going to allow for the moderation step. So now, just going to pause this for a second. I have become a student and I'm set this up as a test account. So if you'd like to contact us about setting up a test account, just using a guest account, and I'm just logged in on a different browser as the student. So now I'm going through to the course site and I go through to the Q&A tool and I see there's an option to ask a question. So I ask a question and type up the question. In this case, it's about referencing. And once I'm happy with it, you'll see that there's an option to email the response, and then you can click Add Question, and it tells me that it's being moderated. So I go back as a lecturer, and I see that the question has been added to my site, but it's still private. So I can choose to respond privately or publish the question to the site. So this is the moderation step. In this case, I can also, there's a default questions category, but you can set up your own categories, such as this case, I'm going to set up a referencing category and writing. You might want different categories for each unit of module. And then I'll publish the question to the site so anyone can respond to it. Remember, there's always help. So you can click on the help icon and this will take you to the help pop-up. And on the left-hand side, there's question and answers tool. And you can see over here a breakdown, a step-by-step guide on how to use the Q&A tool.
If you're looking for more resources, you can find those at the UCT CILT website, which is brought to you by the Center for Innovation in Learning and Teaching. All of the images in this screencast are publicly available and freely reusable, so please feel free to reuse this screencast. Thanks so much for listening, and bye for now.